So let us pray first. Start our topic. Air science, pollution, and control with a prayer. Let's remember that we are in the holy presence of God, and in the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Amen. Let us say in prayer. I will continue, O my God, to do my actions for the love of thee. Saint John Baptist de la Salle, pray for us, with Jesus in our hearts forever. Okay. Good day again. Our topic for today is air science, pollution, and control. So this is actually a diagnostic question. So I will not read this one. First, I will turn off my camera. Okay. So I will directly go to the topic for this module. So the lecture will help you understand the Earth, atmosphere, outer pollution and solution, stratospheric ozone depletion, acidic deposition, and consequences, indoor air pollution, and solutions. So what is air pollution? So when you say air pollution, the presence of impurities, the presence of pollutant in the air. And these foreign substances, meaning you say foreign, they are not uh, naturally, their concentration is not that naturally present in the atmosphere. So they pose a potential threat to human health and as well as to the environment. And it affect health, visibility, and of course injurious to human and even interferes to comfortable living and to business. So some pollutants are temporary and some are long-term. So those, for example, of temporary pollutant are those like suspended particles or particle content. So by which pag umulan, they are washed out by the rain or the issue is O4, they are mixed with water, rainwater. So yan, it yung become H2SO4. So the SO4, the sulfate, the oxide, the SO2 combined with water to make sulfuric acid that will make into acid rain. So the example of temporary. So permanent dwelling are, for example, the CFC, the chlorofluorocarbon. So example of those, as we all know, it affects the ozone layer, the layer, so the whole of the ozone layer. So a pollutant could be a solid, liquid, or gas. So natural or anthropogenic. This one, a case in London. So in London, uh, hundred of people die because of smog. What is smog? The smoke and fog. So during this time in London, so because of air pollution or because of from the furnace. So they are burning coal to warm up their individual houses. But what happened? So because of the air pollution, the smoke produced from the hearth or the fireplace, so it combined with a fog, it doesn't diffuse up in the air. So it's within the tropospheric level or level ng tao by which tumaas yung concentration ng mga pollutants it affects and even cause death of thousand of people in London. So that is why it is very important to study about air science and pollution and how to control the pollution. So this is the layer of the atmosphere, the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. So naturally, so the atmosphere absorbs radiation, moderates climate, transports and recycle water in nutrients, 78% nitrogen gas, 21% oxygen. So that is the ideal concentration of gases in the atmosphere. And as I mentioned earlier. troposphere. So troposphere, of course, as you can see in the figure, it is the nearest level of atmosphere with reference sa Earth. So where air we're breathing is the or the bottommost layer. So the weather, the relative humidity, and the tropos. So we see tropopause, the mixing between troposphere and the layer above it. So here at this layer, so we are here. The nearest to human is the troposphere. And next is the stratosphere. So stratosphere, so yan, 11 to 50 kilometers, drier, less dense, colder, and contains UV light. So this is the layer where there is UV light. So next is the mesosphere. So mesosphere, 50 to 80 kilometers, extremely low pressure. And the outermost layer is the thermosphere. So here, as you can see, this is how the temperature changes with the altitude. So as we go up, so the temperature become colder because the presence of ozone. So ozone protects us from UV light. That is, it becomes colder. So here in the stratosphere, it is where the ozone layer, we can find the ozone layer. And as we go up, it increases again, it goes down. So that's how temperature changes in the atmosphere. And with solar energy, the heat energy from the sun, so affect the, of course, the climate changes and the weather conditions because of the energy from the sun and the solar radiation. So here in the equator, of course, high energy, solar energy. So as compared within the South Pole and the North Pole. And for the weather, so what is the difference between weather and climate? We always hear in the news that the weather forecast for the day tomorrow, the next day. So therefore, weather is a short condition, short atmospheric condition. While climate, this is the study by which the scientists conducted. So the reference of climate change, so when you say climate change, that is the changes in temperature or in the changes in the climate for 10 years. So it's a long-term, long period atmospheric condition. And then the thermal inversion. When you say thermal inversion, so it is when a layer of cool air occurs beneath a layer of warmer air. So when will it happen? So naturally, so for example, in industry, so some industry releases smoke that contain pollutants in the air. So by diffusion, there is a vertical mixing. So there is diffusion of pollutants into the air when the surface warmed by the sun. But during cold season, thermal inversion happen or occur. Why? What happened? Because of the cold temperature. So the this warm air from the manufacturing plant cannot go up. So there is a inversion layer. Cannot go up because it is trapped. It's trapped here by the cool air above. So hindi siya makaakyat. So what happened? These pollutants will go back into the tropospheric level. So pag bumalik siya sa tropospheric level, that is where, again, that will be the time again that it, what? Affects human health. So, and not only human health, but also the entire quality of the environment. Yeah. So what are the sources and types of air pollutants? So from fossil fuels, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, or sulfur oxide, and the particulates matter, the suspended particulates. So effect, it increases greenhouses, acid precipitation, and sources from automobiles, transportation sources. So as well as with the carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, increase in greenhouse gases, acidic precipitation, refrigeration devices from chlorofluorocarbons, and destruction in the atmospheric ozone layer. So why there are a lot of pollutants from combustion? Combustion from the transportation sources. So as you can see here, for example, nitrogen oxides, higher percentage from transportation. So carbon monoxide also here from transportation. Why? Because during uh the process of combustion in the transportation or in the vehicle, because of it is not a very high temperature, what happened there is a partial combustion. So not 100% combustion. When you say 100% combustion, the product is carbon dioxide and water. Since hindi naman ganun kainit ang engine to 100% combustion, that is why some pollutants are produced: carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, yan, and others as well as sulfur oxides. So that is why transportation is the major sources of common pollutants. So that is why nowadays, mga smoke belchers, hinuhuli. Diba? Yeah. Next is sulfur dioxide. So why industrial what is furnace? Because sulfur dioxide are commonly from coal. And those mga industries use coal as their fuel of their furnaces. So what is a furnace? Furnace is a very, very high temperature. So it's like you are cooking something. Furnace can even melt metal, glass. So that is a very, very high temperature, 1,000 degrees Celsius. So there is a complete combustion kasi very high temperature. But because of their source of their energy is from coal, and coal contains sulfur. When sulfur is combust during the combustion, it will become sulfur dioxide. So residence time of pollutants. So this one, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, particulate matter, so Rs. So, yan. So these are what we call as temporary pollutants because it will just stay in the atmosphere for a short period of time. But this one, carbon dioxide, methane, and so on, it will stay in the atmosphere for centuries and it will affect global. So this is what we call as a long-term pollutants. They stay in the atmosphere for a long period of time. For natural sources, so yeah, it's a dust storm. So this one occur usually in the deserts, in Africa, the Americas, or in the area where desertification happened. So another one is volcanic eruption. So volcanic eruption, like when Taal volcano erupted in it was 2020. I think it's 2020. Early of 2020, January. So as we experience, so we experience dust, sulfur dioxide, amoy asupre, right? Yan. That is how the natural ecosystem or the natural calamities affect the quality of the air. So this one also burning. So mga grass burning, just like what happened in California. That was, I think, a year ago in California. forest fire. The forest fire goes into the houses and it burn houses. It creates, of course, large volume smoke released into the atmosphere. With air pollutants, outdoors, yeah, stationary, there could be point and then point sources, primary pollutants, and secondary pollutants. When you say point sources, those were from power plants and factories. From the word point sources, you can point out where is the source of pollutants and you can check directly the quality of or the concentration of pollutant it releases from very specific area. Which in one point, you cannot point out. Like for example, in EDSA, so you cannot point out kasi it's more diffuse and many small sources, cars. So you cannot point out where are the sources of this kind of pollutants. And we see primary pollutants, root pollutants that are directly released from the source. And so it does not uh, combined or created. Well, the secondary pollutant is the opposite of the primary. The secondary is produced because of the reaction of the different pollutants in the atmosphere. So this is mentioned earlier. So example, primary pollutants, volcanic eruption, motor vehicle exhaust. These are the different type of pollutants, their sources, health effects, and welfare effects. Sulfur dioxide, hydrogen oxide, and ozone. So this will be your reading assignment. Other pollutant like heavy metals, lead, particulate matter, aldehydes, pan, peroxyacetyl nitrate, nitrogen dioxides, ammonia and sulfur dioxide, hydrogen fluoride, silicon tetrafluoride, pesticides, herbicide, and mercury. These were the sum of the air pollutants. So primary air pollutants. So secondary air pollutants are those that when those primary pollutants react with another pollutants to create another pollutant, those product of the reaction is what we call as secondary pollutant, like the smog. Smog is a combination of smoke and fog. The sulfur dioxides from the coal and petroleum and particulate matter from the smoke combined with fog and it makes a smog. So the smog, when there's a smog, so it's like fog, but the air that you inhale is very polluted and it will affect your respiratory health and visibility. So just like this one, when you are in Tagaytay and when you're looking down Metro Manila, so you will observe a, like a grayish brown color around Metro Manila. Ayan. And naturally, this is also a photochemical smog because of the fossil fuels, no? Fossil fuels, the mga gases released in the atmosphere, the primary pollutants, because of this primary pollutants react with other pollutants with the presence of sunlight. So yes, it produces ozone, nitrogen oxides, and other organic compounds. So how is it being controlled? So in the Philippines, we have a legislations or what we call as a Clean Air Act or the RA 749. So who are those in charge of monitoring? To be specific, so it is headed by the DNR, EMB, Environmental Management Bureau. So the EMB Air Quality Team will monitor this air pollutant. So for example, LaSalle. LaSalle, the air pollutant. Yeah, I know LaSalle, we don't have any air pollutant because LaSalle has very clean air. So if you go other places like in Metro Manila, so before in La Salta, when I was there, just a visit, they have this outside La Salle periphery. They have this digital instrument that monitor different kind of pollutants in the air, the ambient air. Also with the campaign of the EMB to eliminate lead, lead paint, ayan, I said unleaded gasoline. So like that lot of campaign against air pollution. So it started actually international in 1970. So the campaign against air pollution started in 1970. So as you can see, a lot of pollutants, but after implementation of air pollution control globally, as we can see, the emissions of pollutants decreases by 50%. As we can see, decreases by 50%. But still, though the population increased, the energy increased, but vehicle miles traveled and GDP increases. But good to know that the emission decreases because of the campaign against air pollution. Also, engineers and scientists are also encouraged and invented instrument that control or prevent air pollutions. Like for example, and this one is what you call as scrubber. So air pollutant scrubber. So this scrubber mimic the natural environment. So how? So here there's for example, from a point source, from a furnace. So the air pollutants for the furnace will be channeled or will be piped into this here and the entry point of this scrubber. So we know that hot air goes up, but before it releases up there is a water. So the water will be sprayed. Here is spray siya. So it's like rain. It mimics the rain. So the natural atmosphere. So binasa. So when it is wet, hot, the air is wet. So those pollutants like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other gases, sulfur dioxides, will be dissolved in the water. When it's dissolved in the water, again, before it goes out, it is now purified clean air. So purified clean air already because the water sweep away the pollutants in the air. So what happened? So all the pollutants are here. So your product in this equipment is a wastewater with air pollutants. So more likely, this will become acidic water or dirty water. Ayan, more people own cars. I've never been to Beijing, but this one is from Pearson references. So smog, no smog. So what else? The effect, acidic deposition, transboundary issues. What happened? Acid rain. No, the acid rain. Because acid rain affects human health, forest, visibility, surface water, materials. So how acid rain? So here, just like I mentioned earlier in the scrubber, so from manufacturing plants, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, and the primary pollutants combined with water from the rain and oxygen, and it will become sulfuric acid and nitric acid, or acid precipitation or acid rain. Affects the following as we mentioned above. So like for example, this one. So this structure, there is a micro etching in arts. As you can see, it is micro. But after exposure to acidic rain, so nawala na yung art. parang butas-butas na lang, nawala na yung micro-etching. The design is already eroded. So erode na siya because of the acid rain. Indoor air pollutants. So indoor air pollutants. So what are the sources? So commonly indoor air pollutants are from uh, rural areas. Rural areas, right? Rural areas, like for example, they have their kitchen. They have their kitchen that panggatong ay kahoy. You know, that's in the mga provinces. Tapos malapit sa bahay nila, minsan nasa loob ng bahay. So burning of the wood, charcoal, dung, and crop waste with little to no ventilation. So what happened? So nasusuffocate. So yan, that causes death or soot sa mga bahay-bahay wall. There's a soot or yung color black. So that's evidence the presence of carbon in that dumikit dun sa wall nila. So effect could be, of course, pneumonia, bronchitis, allergies, cataract, asthma, heart disease, cancer, and even death. With those volatile organic compounds or VOCs, so indoor air pollutants, so usually they contains from plastic and oils, the perfumes, and also with pesticides, yung iba, it's like because the pesticide is very accessible in the market, like the bygone, if they see some little ants or just insects, so spray kaagad that they don't know the side effects that they could inhale those pollutants and that will affect their health. Also, formaldehyde. So, this formaldehyde, that is formalin. Formalin is used to preserve woods and insulations sa mga houses. Like, for example, in our houses, if you observe, if you buy new uh, furnitures, if you buy new furnitures, there is a certain smell or odor. If you buy new clothes from the department store, rather, so may certain amoy siya, no? So that is the presence of preservative of the clothes and other pollutants. If you are exposed to that very high concentration, it would affect. That is why you need to wash your clothes before suotin. Kasi it affects your health, especially those very sensitive lungs. The living organism, yes. A living organism also can pollute indoors. What are those examples of living organism? So the very common years, not years ago, during COVID time, the coronavirus, the virus, the influenza virus, so those are living organisms because they are airborne. These are airborne living organisms that pollutes the air. That is why we are wearing face masks para hindi tayo mahawa. No? So those are example of those. It can cause even death. No? The early stage of COVID, a lot of people die because of the virus. Even in our houses, yan, fungi, molds, airborne, and other diseases. So some person also have this indoor pollution. So with sick building syndrome, parang nahihilo sila pag walang proper ventilation or proper lighting. So they feel nausea and so on. So how can we reduce air, air pollution? So low toxicity in material, monitor air quality, room clean to avoid any dust or mites, limit exposure to chemicals. So in developing countries, in rural countries, rural areas, no? So dry wood before burning. Then cook outside, less polluting fuels and natural gas. Of course, we need to respect the earth. So with respect to with this air science pollution and control, as mentioned earlier, they DNR is the one monitoring. And we have this Clean Air Act of the Philippines, RX 749. So, yeah. So, why we have 8749? Because we are anchored to the international treaty and agreements. So the ozone hole is 40 to 60% had declined. So what are those international treaty? The Montreal Protocol. So it is the Montreal Protocol. So agreed to put CFC production in half to lower down. So and not even nowadays. So those mga chlorofluorocarbons, that is so yung mga furnitures, CFC free. So may mga sticker like that. It's a campaign to save the ozone layer. And what are the effects? The common effects of air pollution, rising sea level, change in precipitation, like summer, umuulan, like rainy days, super init, so alteration of forests and crop yields. So, kasi this forest and crop yields, of course, dependent on the conditions of the weather. So, pag tag-init or season, the farmers magtatanim. Then, and the forest, namumulaklak. But because of climate changes, it also affect their cropping season. Expansion of the deserts and rangeland, rainstorms, so and others. What are the alternatives? Solar energies, wind power, biomass, geothermal. So, alternative renewable energy sources. Anong wala dito? Hydro, wave energy. Wala, ang dami na ngayon, no? Mga energy sources, vehicles. So, ngayon, meron ng mga electric cars, so this one fuel cell, hybrid cars, and so on. So, this is a short piece already. So, I will not discuss the short piece. It's up to you to review yourself for that one. Okay? So, the last part of this topic will be the assessment. I will just post the assessment, the detailed of the assessment in your school book. So, okay, that's it for this afternoon. Ito, hanggang 76 are all follow-up question naman. So, your assessment of this air pollution is a campaign. I will just make a very detailed information on this. Okay? Thank you. And hope you enjoy your holiday. Bye.